The single greatest financial opportunity that has ever happened in history is happening right now to me, to you.
Easy millionaire secret.
When you're giving, you will receive.
Hi, my name's Preston Brown. I have 12 small businesses here in El Paso, Texas.
Consider you guys all family.
You have to know which mark you're aiming for.
Everything you do in life, you're going to give energy.
Not just for others, but also for you. You may have a problem that somebody else has solved. You can find the recipe of their solution. You may have a problem that you've solved in the past. You wrote it down, you created a recipe. Guess what? Rinse, repeat, solved all over again. All right. 7 productivity tips. Now we're getting to my favorite part. Like finance is my favorite of the 4 cores, so this part excites me. All right. Prioritized checklist. One thing I can tell you about life, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have problems. You need to have a process for prioritizing the problems. If you don't have, hey, we got a problem here, 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 and here's the list of orders that we need to deal with them in, you're gonna face this thing called overwhelm. The solution to overwhelm is a list. Now, I think this is the laser. Let's see, where is the laser? It's not very good on the screen, so I'll just point. Asana. This is what I use. You can use anything you want. You can use a sheet of paper. Asana is a software that literally has a due date. It's simple to use. It will update you, it will email you if you're past due. I list my problems, I list my objectives, which are the solutions to my problems, right next to the problems, and I give myself a due date. I go in and I accomplish it and I reset a new due date, etc., etc., etc. It works amazingly. All right, next productivity tip. People equal time. You own your time when you become selfless enough to train your replacements. Everyone out there wants to be this thing called exceptional. If you are exceptional, you are always making exceptions. You will never be duplicatable. Duplication is key to success. You must stop being exceptional. Start being this other thing called optimal. Once you're optimal, your time can be optimized by creating checklists for other people. We call them job descriptions. And then all of a sudden, you know what you've done? You've bought yourself time. You've also created opportunity for another person. You've also potentially fed a family that might not have had that, benefit before. So people equal time. You need to recognize it. It's just a fact, and it's a huge one. A culture of replacement. So I kind of went into that on the last one, but hey, 6 is 1, half a dozen is the number. People equal time is the truth. You must build a culture of replacement. So outside of you replacing yourself, what must you train your team? You must train your team that, hey, you know what? Your CEO cannot build herself a fortress around her position where nobody else can be trained to do what she does. Everyone needs to be replacing themselves. It needs to be a safe environment where they can train somebody else to replace them. Why? Because if they can train somebody else to replace them, that doesn't mean they're replaceable, you're gonna get rid of them. That means they're replaceable, they're gonna advance. Every time that I have a staff member that replaces themselves with a person underneath them effectively, okay, because you gotta measure it, it's gotta be effective, I advance them to a new level because there's new opportunities. A higher level player gets higher level pay. All right, next, routine measurements. And what did we just say? We mentioned measurable. I will not hire a manager. I never hire managers to run any of my companies. You shouldn't either. We hire measurers. Why do we hire measurers? Because measurers look at data. Guys, data recently has surpassed the value of oil on the New York Stock Exchange. If you are making that heart-centered decision, that's great. But you also better be making a data-driven decision. Hire measurers, not managers, and have routine measurements put in place for those measurers to go out, look at what they're doing, look at what their teams are doing, look at how the people equals time metric that we just talked about is being effective because you want results coming from it. That's called productivity. And create routine measurements. Have an education and information ritual. All right? I love finding out what I don't know. My biggest strength, and I'm assuming yours too if you're here, is I'm a learner. I can learn anything quickly. Now, I want to go learn something that I don't know, that drives me, that excites me, that gets me, to lift myself to another level. You want to be a learner, but you want to have a ritual for, finding something that's going to grow you. Reading a book about a subject you don't know about. If you've done nothing but self-help books on business, go read a self-help book on relationships. It will blow your mind when you start realizing some of the correlations between the communications necessary in the relationship and the communications necessary in business. But they don't talk about it as much in the business book as they do in the relationship book. All 4 cores are going to benefit you. All right, next. Build routines that work for you. Everybody always tells me about, oh, you got to have this morning ritual, right? I don't have a morning ritual. I sleep till my body wants to wake up. When I wake up, I make sure that I do certain things. I do something for my mind, I do something for my body, I do something for my spirit. I cover faith, family, fitness, finance. I make sure I have a routine that's built around all of those things. But I'm not gonna lock myself into some rigid pattern just because some guru somewhere said so. I'm gonna do what works for me, okay? Jeet Kune Do is probably the best known martial art in the world that was usable by everyone because it was designed around the person. You don't need a fad diet. You need something designed for you. The best health coaches are gonna go out, they're gonna say, oh, here's your genetics, here's your ancestry, here's what they consumed over several generations, here's what you should consume, here's what your workout should be, here's what... You build something for you, it's gonna actually work.
Follow me for more content like this. Have an amazing day on purpose.